Skiing has been my life since I was a little boy. And a wonderful thing about skiing is that you can do it at any age. It is a great family sport. Even very good skiers always find new challenges because in the mountains, the snow and the terrain are always changing, always new. My friends at Ski Magazine have brought together a group of expert skiers on this tape to help you learn to ski better. Use this tape when you exercise at home. It will strengthen all the muscles in your body that you need for skiing. Use it as a brush-up anytime. On this tape, this symbol means a ski tip for beginners. This symbol is for intermediate skier tips. And this symbol applies to advanced skiers. If you want to look at a ski tip more closely, you can stop the action by using the pause button on your VCR. You can rewind the tape for another look, or even use a slow motion feature. Another feature of this Learn to Ski tape is a how it feels section after every ski tip. The instructor will show you how the exercise should feel in your feet, legs and body, so that you will know if you're doing it right. And now, let's go skiing.
PSIA, Professional Ski Instructors of America, will demonstrate and explain ski tips that will help improve your skiing. They have dedicated countless hours to bring you a skilled and professional approach to the sport. These tips are for you to advance through any category of skiing.
If you've never skied before, spend your first hour or so learning to walk and climb. Hi, I'm Jerry Warren of the Snowbird Ski School, and I have a few tips to make your first day on the snow more enjoyable. There are two kinds of boots. Rear entry boots have a door in the back. Just slide your foot in, close the door and latch the buckles. It helps if you lean forward a bit when you close the buckles. There may be a fit adjuster on the back of the boot or on the front. Tighten the fit adjuster until the boot feels comfortably snug. Conventional boots go on just like ordinary work boots. Before buckling, make sure the inner tongue is straight. Once you have the boots buckled correctly, walk around in them for a few minutes to get used to the weight on your feet. The boots feel awkward at first, but they need to be stiff in order to control the skis. Now put the skis on. Modern ski bindings are very easy to use. Open the binding by stepping down on the lever. Place the toe of the boot in the toe cub and step down at the heel. There may be snow stuck to the bottom of the boot. Knock it off with a ski pole. If you have straps on your poles, put them on like this and hold the pole like this. Use your poles to balance and push yourself along. To start, put on just one ski. Practice walking on flat terrain. Then glide a short distance, pushing with your foot and poles. Become confident gliding several feet. Walk in a circle. Walk in a square. Feel the ski swivel on the snow at the corners of the square. Take off your ski. You can do it by pushing down on the heel of your binding with your pole. Then sidestep up the hill like this. Now put your skis back on and try the same thing. Walk sideways up a short hill. Notice that the ski tends to skid sideways. Stop this side slip by pushing your knee and ankle uphill to drive the ski's steel edge into the snow. As you push the knee uphill, you'll feel pressure along the inside of your foot. Use your poles to stop your backward slide as you walk. Put your pole points into the snow behind the boots. Use the poles for balance when sidestepping uphill. Remember to push your knees uphill to keep from side slipping. Another way to climb is to herringbone. Stand on a gentle slope. Notice that when you point the skis down the hill, they slide forward. But if you point the skis up the hill, they slide backward. But if you point the skis across the hill, they don't slide anywhere at all. So when you stop to rest, stand with your skis pointed across the hill. Everyone falls down, so don't be upset when it happens to you. But you'll have to learn how to get back up. To get up after a fall, first swing your skis around to your downhill side. Place them pointing across the hill. Lean forward towards the tips of the skis. Put your hands on the snow and walk forward on your hands until your hips are over the boots. Then stand up. If you try to get up with your skis pointing downhill, you'll become a runaway.
I'm Tim Petrick from the Aspen Ski Club. Now that you know how to walk on the skis, I'd like to show you how to slide on them. Find a gentle slope with a flat section at the bottom. Most skiers have beginner slopes that are just right. Stand near the bottom of the slope. Rock forward against your boot tongues. Can you feel some pressure against your shins? Good. Rock back. Now you'll feel pressure against your calves. Next, find the middle. See how that feels. Use your ski poles to hold yourself in place. Make sure to lock your elbows. Turn your ski tips down the hill and take a minute to find the middle of your boots. Once you're balanced there, lift your poles up and glide. And allow your skis to come to a natural stop on the flat. Climb back and try it again. Rock forward and backward. Find a comfortable stance. Try it again. Shift weight from foot to foot. Find a comfortable, even-weighted stance. Now move higher up the slope. Your speed will increase. Try to keep a stable position. Before you start gliding straight, think about flexing your ankles and your knees will flex automatically. When you get going, flex and extend. Flex and extend. Flex and extend.
Your feet should be about hip width apart and all the joints in your body are lightly flexed. Hands are held out and slightly forward. It feels like the soles of your feet have contact, toe to heel with the soles of your boots. Watch downslope for obstacles. Feel your skis, don't look at them.
Hi, I'm Mike Porter from Ski Club Vail. The first thing new skiers ask me is, how can I stop? First, find the proper terrain. Next, use a wedge. To get the feeling of the wedge, we want to try pushing out both heels equally. Just feeling the skis, the tail of the ski brush against the snow. To get the feeling, we'll first try a small one here, then try pushing them out further. To start getting used to feeling the difference between a small wedge and a larger wedge. Climb up a gentle hill. Then we're going to step the skis down the hill. A little push to get going. Now we want to brush both heels out into a gentle wedge. If your skis happen to cross, push both feet back into a wedge, maintaining equal pressure and even edge angle on both skis. Try a smaller wedge. Try a bigger wedge. What happens? Smaller wedge glides faster. Bigger wedge, slower. Find a wedge size that allows you to glide at a comfortable speed. Try again. This time make the wedge bigger by pushing the heels out and keeping the tips together. This will bring you to a stop. Now that we're feeling comfortable with our wedge, let's play a game of speed control. First, we'll start out in a narrow wedge. From the gliding wedge, notice if we increase the size, we start to slow down. We decrease it, we pick up speed again. Pushing out, slow down, narrower, speed up. Now we have some idea how to control our speed.
Feel a gentle pressure on both feet equally and along the whole foot, not just the toe or heel. Feel resistance at the heel, where the tails of the skis are trying to push back together. Keep the heels pushed out. To slow down or stop, push the heels further out and feel greater resistance. Drop the hips into a stronger position to resist this pressure. You'll feel very secure and in control this way. My name is Dee Byrne, and I teach for Vail Beaver Creek. Making turns is what skiing is really all about. Now that you can balance in a wedge position, you can learn to make turns. All you have to do is steer them. Find some flat terrain. With one ski on, swivel that ski in the snow. Feel the weight over the ball of your foot. Notice that the ski tip turns in the direction that you're going to go. This action is called steering. Still on flat terrain, put on both skis. Now climb up a gentle slope. Put the skis in a wedge. Glide for a short way, then steer the right ski, then the left ski. This makes little turns. Make one big turn to the left, steering to a stop. Do it again to the right. Turning is a more effective way to come to a stop than in a wedge. Turn left. Don't stop. Then right. You have just made linked turns. Go higher now and link more turns. The fall line is an important thing to know about in skiing. The fall line is the path this volleyball takes down the slope. The closer your turns are to the fall line, the faster you'll go. Feel your weight fall naturally onto the turning ski. Steer this weighted ski with ankle and knee flex. Flatten the ski between turns by rising up gently. As you steer into the turn, feel pressure along the whole foot, with both feet equally weighted. As you complete the turn, you'll feel more pressure on that outside foot. Climb back up the hill. Now point your skis slightly down the hill, push with your poles to start the gliding. This is called a traverse. Let's try it the other way.
Now that you can make turns, you need to get in some longer runs to get some practice in. That means riding the lift. Ski slowly to the lift line, because there's often a crowd waiting there. Be careful not to run into anybody. When entering the lift line, use your poles for balance. If several lines feed together, alternate with the other lines. Be careful not to step on other people's skis, because if they start sliding, they'll carry you along. Always try and find a partner when you're riding up the lift. If you don't have someone with you, call out single and raise your hand. Single! Hi. If you haven't ridden the lift before, read any information signs in the lift maze and ask the lift attendant for instructions. The operator will be glad to slow the lift down for you. Be sure to take your pole straps off, and when it's your turn, get ready to load the chair. Stand on the marker bar and point your skis uphill. Your partner stands next to you. The type of lift you are riding determines whether you look to the outside or to the inside. On a center bar chair, look towards your partner. On the lift we're riding here, we look away from our partner over our outside shoulder. When you get to the top, the ramp rises to meet your skis. Put one hand on the edge of the chair, stand up onto the balls of your feet, and push yourself forward away from the chair. Ski straight down the ramp and clear out of the unloading area as soon as possible.
Hi, my name's Jan Reynolds, and in 1980, I skied off a 25,000-foot peak in western China called Mustagata, and this was a world high-altitude skiing record. The mountains here in Utah are only half that high, but the air is still pretty thin here at 12,000 feet. Pilots use oxygen at this altitude, and they sit down to do their work. People who ski hard at high altitudes need endurance training. Before you go to the mountains to ski, get your heart and lungs in shape. Skiing is all downhill, so it's not very good for getting fit. It's a good idea to start training before the season starts. There are two kinds of exercises that you can do. One builds muscle, but the kind that we're talking about now builds heart and lung capacity. Heart and lung exercises are called aerobic training, and it's important to get some aerobic exercise every day. The important thing is that aerobic exercise keep you moving for at least a half an hour a day. Here's an exercise series that you can do in your own living room. Wow, do that for a half an hour a day. Great workout. But if you'd rather be outside, jogging's the best exercise for most people. Talk to your doctor before you start running and follow his advice. Use good cushioned-heeled shoes. Running on a track is best. There's no traffic, no dogs, and a good safe surface. For many people, bicycling may be a better choice. It exercises your legs, heart, and lungs without the jarring impact of running. Pick a route with a nice flat warm-up and then gentle hills to get your heart pumping. As you get stronger, find longer hills. Swimming is good for the upper body and easy on muscles and joints. If you swim in a pool, goggles will protect your eyes from chlorine while you swim your laps. Develop a strong kick so the exercise will help your whole body. The important thing in developing a stronger heart is to get your pulse rate up. Take your pulse by feeling the veins in your wrist with your fingertips. Some people find it easier to take the pulse at the neck. Ask your doctor to tell you what the safe maximum pulse rate should be for you.
Hello, I'm Andy Mill, and today I'm going to be talking about ski conditioning. We're going to be out here on the hill and also inside. Then I'll give you the 3 cardinal rules of skiing: how to keep your hands in front of you, how to finish those turns, and I'll teach you how to make sure to stand on the downhill ski. Diana Roffe is 110 pounds and stands 5'3". At age 17, she won the World Championships in giant slalom. Watch her ski. She has incredible coordination, but she's also immensely strong. In slow motion now, watch Diane's legs working, absorbing the bumps, and powering her turns. Believe me, there are no skiers that are born with this kind of strength. Skiing muscles have to be developed because as we ski, we use muscles we rarely use for any other sport. We need good rotational strength to help you steer that ski into the turn. We also must have good quad strength to help you absorb that terrain. And everybody knows, as skiers, you gotta have good knee and ankle strength. Here are some exercises that'll help you increase that power. It'll also help you ski better, longer, and safer. Before you get ready to do any ski conditioning, make sure you stretch lightly and then run in place for about 15 minutes or ride a stationary bike to get that blood flowing. At that point, you can do some major stretching for all the muscle groups: the knees, the ankles, the lower body, and the upper body. Make sure you're nice and loose before you move to the machines. At this point, you can go inside and work out. Start with quad sets to develop thighs using any kind of equipment: Nautilus, Universal, free weights. The important thing to remember is to do a set of 10 at a comfortable weight. Rest 30 seconds and repeat. After 3 sets of repetitions, the muscle should ache slightly. If not, increase the weight. Do a leg strength workout 3 times a week. If you don't have access to weight training facilities, Use a staircase for leg power training. Begin by walking up and down the stairs until your legs ache slightly. Gradually increase the speed. Run up the stairs, then run down. Then try some large lateral jumps from one leg to the other. Then quick side-to-side slalom jumps, stomach crunches, and one-legged deep knee bends. Now, hypothetically, we're in shape to ski, but we're not actually ready to go up in the snow. You've got to loosen up while you're on the hill. Make sure you stretch those groins out nice and slow. Turn it over and get the thigh, and do your whole body. Put the poles behind your back very comfortably and relax. Pull forward with your hands, loosen that back up. It makes you ski better and it prevents injury. Now for those ski tips, let's go up on the hill. Now I want to talk about the 3 cardinal rules in skiing, starting with number 1. You want to keep your hands in front of you at all times. And the reason for that is the basic athletic stance. While we ski, we want our center of balance over the middle of the skis. With our hands in front of us, that ensures that. If the hands come back, the center of balance moves back. The tips get light and you lose control. So keep the hands in front of you. As you watch me ski in these open turns, notice how my hands stay in front of me. They move laterally, but they still remain in front of me. For the tight turns, directly down the fall line, the hands again stay directly in front of you. The second cardinal rule to remember to control your speed is to always finish your turns and get your skis sideways to the hill. By getting the skis sideways to the mountain, you can stop, check your speed, or even ski into a traverse. But the important concept to remember is that this is how you control your speed. The third cardinal rule is to keep your weight on the downhill ski. As you can see, as I exaggerate by lifting the inside ski, all my support, control, and balance point is located over the downhill ski. The typical mistake made by most skiers is to lean into the hill with the hands back, losing the downhill ski, resulting in a fall. Remember, keep your hands in front of you with the center of balance over the center of the skis, and the weight on the downhill ski, of course. One of the largest misconceptions about skiing is that you ski on 2 feet. That's wrong. Once we reach the intermediate level, you want to transfer your balance point from one foot to the other. We don't walk around the streets balancing with 2 feet, a real lethargic big foot. We transfer our weight, one foot to the other. Make your skiing active, happy, and alive. Now, let's take a look at those happy, vibrant feet in action. Oh, ski conditioning. Hands in front of you. Finish those turns. Downhill ski. It's too much. Let's go to Jan Stenerud for the basic athletic stance.
Hi, I'm Jan Stenerud. I came to the United States to be a competitive skier, but instead I stayed in the National Football League as a kicker for nearly 20 years. Every sport requires excellent balance. If you watch carefully, you will see that every athlete starts in the same basic position. Here's a football player. Notice that his knees and ankles are flexed, his weight is on the balls of his feet, his hands are forward, ready for action. Here's a tennis player. He's in exactly the same position. Now, look at me in the same athletic stance. Try it. Stand on the balls of your feet, weight evenly divided, ankles and knees flexed, back supple, hands where you can see them, neck and shoulders relaxed, head erect. From this basic athletic stance, it's easy to move forward, back, side to side, bounce from foot to foot, sideways. When you ski in long turns, you often balance on one thin edge all the way through the turn. Develop this ability to balance on one foot by standing on one foot for the count of 10. Then on to the other foot for a count of 10. Now balance on one foot for a count of 20. Remember to keep your basic athletic stance with ankle and knee flexed, hands forward, and then on to the other foot. Work on this exercise until you can hold your balance on one foot for a full minute. Then try it in your ski boots. Take a 6-foot 2x4 and place it on the floor to use it as a balance beam. It is fairly easy to walk it quickly, but to walk it slowly, holding each step to a count of 3 and then each step to a count of 4, now that's more difficult. When you get to the end of the beam, turn and walk back without touching the carpet. This means pivoting on the ball of your foot near the end of the beam. Walk the beam 3 times without touching the carpet. Then walk the beam 5 times, then 10 times. The best exercise for skiing balance is ice skating. Hockey players and figure skaters learn to ski very quickly. Balancing on a razor-thin skate blade is very much like balancing on the ski edge. Skating should be part of your pre-season exercise program.
Boy, it was really cold when I started out this morning, but now that the sun's high, it's getting kind of hot. I think I'll take a few layers off. This is what I wear when it's cold: a warm wool hat, thick leather gloves, double lens fog-proof goggles, a one-piece insulated ski suit, wool sweater, a zip-top turtleneck, stretch tights, sunglasses, polypropylene undies, and socks. Whoops! When it's sunny and calm, I ski with a sweater and stretch pants, but don't forget your sunglasses, and I always take a hat. If it begins to get cold, the first thing you should put on is a hat because you lose a lot of body heat from the top of your head. You can really work up a sweat skiing hard. Be careful to stay dry. If your clothes get wet with perspiration, you'll get chilled when you stop to rest. Put on extra layers when you stop. On very cold days, watch carefully for frostbite, especially skiing with children. Frostbite begins as white patches on the nose, chin, or ears. If you see the skin turning white, cover up, and take the skier inside for hot chocolate.
Holding a good athletic stance is very difficult if you can't bend your ankles. This skier is trying to bend his ankles and knees, but his boots are too stiff, so the ankles won't bend. So he ends up sticking his rear end out. You should be able to see and feel the boot flex. If you can't, your boots may be too stiff or too large for you. Skiers often get boots too large because they feel comfortable. But if your foot moves inside your boot, you won't be able to control your skis very well. Ski boots should be comfortable but quite snug. If the boot fits properly, it will be warm and flexible. Bindings are the important link between boot and ski. Ask a good ski shop mechanic to recommend a binding setting for you, and ask him to clean and adjust your bindings. Bindings and boot soles wear out as you ski in them, and they have to be readjusted regularly. Pole length is more important than you might think. Most skiers like a pole that reaches to about the top of the elbow when it is planted in the snow. Now, if your poles are too long, they can make you stand too erect or even rock you back when you plant your pole. That upsets both your timing and the balance. Most new skiers start out on a shorter ski, about 150 centimeters. As you grow more confident, you can move up to longer, more stable skis, 160 centimeters, then to 180 centimeters. Most men who are intermediate skiers seem to feel comfortable on 190 or 195 centimeter skis. Most women do best on 175 or 180 centimeter skis. Better skiers can use longer skis. Most expert men like 205 centimeter skis and women 190 centimeter. Keep your ski bases flat and your edges sharp. If you ski over rocks, take your skis to the shop to have them filed, tuned and waxed. A waxed ski turns more easily because it skids and it swivels on the snow smoothly. Now, dull and damaged edges, they don't hold very well on hard snow. So when the skiing is difficult, you want good and sharp edges. For easy entry to the turn, I dull my edges in a tip slightly.
When ski instructors talk about a Christie, we mean a skidded turn. When the tails of the skis skid around, it is an easier way to control your speed. Start with your wedge turns and a nice narrow wedge. Link your turns together rhythmically. Count. 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. All the way down the hill. Try it again. This time, at the end of the turn, steer your skis out of the wedge into a parallel position. Watch this again. See how the uphill knee and foot work to steer the skis parallel. The knee rolls uphill a little bit and the foot twists in the direction of the turn. Watch the ski edges too. See how both skis end up on their uphill edges. Try it again. As you begin the turn, get tall. As you end the turn, bend the ankle and knee and settle down into the ski. Get tall, turn, settle down. With a rising motion, you steer the skis into the fall line. With a sinking motion, you actively engage the skidding. Ski a little bit faster on slightly steeper terrain. Can you feel the tails of the skis begin to skid in the turn? Watch carefully. To practice skidding the skis, stand facing across the hill and use your poles to push yourself into a side slip. Stop the skid by rolling the knees into the hill. Practice this while moving. Slide forward and side slip. We call this exercise a garland. With a little more speed, we can begin to add rhythm. It becomes important because it helps us to close the skis a little earlier.
At the beginning of the turn, you should feel the weight on the balls of your feet. As you rise up to begin the turn, feel your skis begin to steer. Steer through the turn. Then, as you bend your ankles and knees at the end of the turn, feel pressure on your shin and feel your ski tails begin to skid. You should almost feel most of the weight directed to the outside ski near the end of the turn. This is a signal to steer the inside ski back to parallel.
When you bring the skis parallel halfway through the turn, then you are on the way to eliminating the wedge. You're making a stem Christie. Stand still, facing across the hill. Brush the tail of the uphill ski out into a shallow wedge. Pushing just one ski out in this way is called a stem. Glide across the hill in your basic athletic stance. Brush the uphill ski into a stem and steer it back. The ski should not leave the snow. Try it again. This time, when you brush the uphill ski into a stem, stand on it and then steer it back. Brush up, stand, and steer. Steer the turn all the way around and steer your skis back parallel. Try it again. Brush up, stand, and steer. Close your skis parallel. To brush your ski up into a stem, get tall. To close your skis parallel, get short. As the turns become smoother, it is time to add a pole plant. Hold your hands alongside a body where you can see them. Then swing the poles gently alongside your body without moving your arms and shoulders. As you stem the uphill ski, bring the downhill pole forward. Steer into the turn and plant the pole as you close the skis parallel. Stem up, pole forward, plant and close.
Begin the turn by stepping firmly onto the stemmed uphill ski and steering it into the turn. Feel pressure on the arch of this outside foot throughout the turn. Plant your pole as you steer the skis back to parallel, and link your turns in consistent rhythm.
As you begin to transfer the weight earlier to the outside ski, you'll find that your stem disappears, and before you know it, we're making parallel turns. Glide across the slope and step up. Step up, step up, step up, then step up and turn. Now back the other way. Glide and step up, and then step up into the next turn. Do it again. This time, steer the inside ski to match the outside ski all the way around the turn. Step up onto the outside ski and steer both skis in the direction of the new turn. Now, step up on the new outside ski and steer both skis in the other direction. Try it without the step. Get tall, transfer the weight onto the new ski, steer, then sink into the new turn. Get tall again, transfer the weight to the new ski, steer, and settle into the next turn. Don't forget to plant your pole. Shift the weight, plant the pole, stand tall, and steer both skis into the turn. As the turns become faster, shift, steer, and plant your pole in the same instant. Shift the weight, stand tall, finish the turn. Round out the end of the turn all the way across the hill to control your speed. Make sure your chest is pointed forward and down the hill at all times throughout the turn. Here, watch this. This helps you finish the turn over your outside ski and sets up a platform to step onto the new ski. Because your hips are twisted relative to your shoulders, the whole body can unwind to steer your skis as you release the edge at the end of the turn. Now put it all together. Chest facing downhill, weight transfer, pole plant. Steer the skis around and finish with the chest still facing forward and down the hill.
Begin the turn by transferring weight solidly to the uphill ski. Plant your downhill pole and get tall as you steer into the turn. Guide both skis actively through the arc of the whole turn. Keep your chest pointed downhill. Feel the muscles in your belly and the lower back tense and release.
Skiing the bumps properly requires a good basic turn that you can control your speed with. To learn how to do that, find a slope without moguls and make some short radius turns where you time your edge set and your pole plant together. We do it like this. Traverse across a moderate mogul field. Absorb the rise and fall of the bumps by bending your ankles and knees. Feel the upper body stay quiet while your legs rise and fall under you. Pick one moderate, well-rounded mogul. Ski to it and turn to a stop on top, planting your pole as you come to that stop. Find another round bump further downhill. Ski to it, turn to a stop on top, and plant your pole. Try this 6 or 8 times. Try it again, but don't come to a complete stop this time. Use the end of the turn to control your speed, then turn around the pole plant. As you ski across the bump, absorb it by retracting the legs, then extend the legs and push your outside ski against the backside of the bump as it falls away. Keep the shovels of the skis in contact with the snow. Allow the tails to skid to round your turns out. Move to slightly steeper, more pronounced moguls. Watch 2 turns ahead. This helps you choose a smooth, rhythmic line and keeps your upper body facing downhill.
Feel very flexible in all your joints to absorb bumps. Always have the pole plant ready and match the pole plant to the edge set at the top of the bump. Complete each turn to control your speed and feel secure. Feel a smooth, continuous contact between ski edge and snow. Feel the skis rising and falling beneath a quiet upper body, chest forward and pointed downhill.
Drain your mind, just relax. You got the toughest 35 seconds of racing that you can get anywhere in the world in front of you. And then concentrate. 5 seconds, 4, 3, gone at 2 or 1. And push 2 of them only, because that's all you can fit in, down into the tuck, only for a second, before you go over the mouse faller. Try and be smooth in the air, and quickly back into the tuck, because you can get a few tenths on everybody there, because so few people do it. And then there's a 180-degree turn, and you've got to be so precise, got to be just dead on, because the Steilhang is coming. The Steilhang you can't blow. You've got to get it right. You've got to be right back towards that fence before you take the sweeping right out. As you're going through 60, 70 miles an hour out onto the catwalk, you go, my God, that was so easy. But it's not. All you can think about now is just trying to be aerodynamic. Try and hold your hands in front of you. You can't do anything else. And if you're trying to win, you're pushing 100% all the time. Approaching the Alta Schneise and then coming over the edge into the Alta Schneise, hold that tuck. Hold it no matter what happens. This is where you win the race. This is where only 5 guys in the world can do that. And that's the difference between first and fifth. You're alone. Absolutely alone. Nobody can help you. Nobody can do anything for you. And you are in complete control of what you yourself are going to do. Into the Larchenhang, out onto the short flat, just nice and smooth on the skis, good turns, keeping the edge running smoothly. Coming into the Hausberg-Kante, runs quickly through your mind, here we go. You land, let it go, and turn. And you're committed through the turn and into the Zielschluss. And this is the Zielschluss at Kitzbühel. It's the wildest ride you'll ever find. All you do is stick your hands out in front of you and hold. Trying to hold your tuck, and yet your skis are bouncing all over the place. And just try to keep the skis square, keep the skis running until you're through the finish.
Ken Reed, here he comes.
I'm sure glad it isn't me up there skiing. Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Beatty, and I'm in Kitzbühel to cover the Hahnenkamm ski race. It's probably the toughest downhill race in the world. I had a chance to coach the U.S. ski team from 1961 to 1969, and one thing that I really feel strongly about is if you watch racing and maybe go out and run a few gates yourself, you could pick up a lot that will really help you skiing. Former Olympic bronze medalist Susie Korak will demonstrate a basic routine that you can apply to your own skiing. Joining Susie is Bruce Willis, commonly known to us moonlighting fans as zany David Addison. An important point that Susie will demonstrate to Bruce is that you don't have to be a world-class skier to run gates. You can join a NASTAR-type program or just set a few gates of your own, and it'll really improve your skiing. Watch closely now as a world-class pro gives Bruce a lesson.
Hi, I'm Susie Korak. I won a bronze medal in the downhill in the Sapporo Olympics. Now that you're skiing well, let's see how you do on a race course. This will help you learn to carve your turns. A carved turn is simply a turn on the ski's edge with very little skid or side slip. Start by skating on flat terrain. Watch how the knee rolls over and the edge bites in. Skate from one ski to the other and making sure that you have long, smooth skating steps. On gentle terrain, glide across the hill and step up onto the new ski. Now roll the new ski over as if you were skating and steer it into a turn. Step up, roll and steer. Step up, roll and steer. Step up, roll and steer. Now still on a very gentle slope, try skating downhill. Feel how you gain speed with every skate step. Now step up and roll into your skate step. Skate step, turn. Skate step, turn. Skate to each bamboo pole and turn around it. Skate, turn. Skate, turn. The inside ski barely touches the snow. Begin your turn early. The turn should be ending as you round the gate. If you begin the turn too late, you'll get too far downhill and will have to skid your turn to make the gate. Ski as close to the gate as you can. One strong skating step after each gate will help you gain speed. If the ski isn't turning far enough on each turn, drive the outside knee further into the turn to tilt the ski higher up on edge. This is called angulation, and what you're actually doing is balancing against the ski, held there by centrifugal force. The further you drive the knee, the shorter the turn will be. Put the knee all the way down to the opposite boot. And now, let's move over to the race course and see what's in store. This is my student here?
Hey, where's the guy?
You're my student? Well, they do say that anyone can ski race, so...
A woman?
You just don't like to give
JoJo, a woman?
I'm sorry. I mean...
I'm sorry, what's your name?
My name's Susie.
Susie, hi, I'm Bruce Willis.
You're
gonna do this?
Yes.
With
yeah,
me?
I've got your number here. I'm gonna teach you how to do this. Nice
Listen,
to meet
nothing
you.
personal, but JoJo.
I have to deal with you. Now, we've both got a little problem here, but we're gonna have to just put up with it.
Well, I'll just confer with my ski caddy. Well, let me have the magic snow slippers.
Let's go. You're ready to go racing?
We'll keep the motor running. Have you done this before, Susie?
Just a few times. Okay, Bruce, come on up. It's your turn.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're gonna be great. Come on, confidence.
Oh.
Now, just remember when you go down here, first of all, you're gonna be early on every gate.
Early
okay?
on every gate.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Also, weight on the downhill ski.
Wait on the what?
Downhill ski.
Downhill ski.
That's right. You wanna have all that weight down there so you're pressing against that snow.
All that weight down there so you're pressing against the snow.
Got
I got
that?
you so
okay.
far, Susie.
And a good step turn.
Uh-huh.
A good, nice, solid step off that into the new turn.
What's the step turn?
We'll talk about that at the bottom, okay?
Ah.
Okay, get in there. Poles are ready.
Poles where?
Over
These little holes
on the
here?
other side.
Uh-huh.
One.
Okay, then what?
Okay, ready, set,
What?
go! Hi, good race.
Susie, how did you get down here so quickly?
Well, I'll tell you what. That's why I'm the coach and you're the racer.
You are so cute.
That was fun.
It was fun. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
When skiing gates, you will feel that one turn flows directly into the next. As forces build in the end of the turn, you'll feel a lot of pressure on the outside ski. You'll hold this ski tilted on its edge by aligning your body so that your weight is maintained on the arch of the outside foot. Feel very aggressive, working from one foot to the other. Do this with an active, early weight transfer and keep your hands low and forward to help you balance. Skiing in deep snow requires an exaggerated up-down motion in evenly weighted skis. On a smooth, packed trail, ski rhythmic linked turns and sink very low at the end of each turn, bending your knees and ankles. Rise tall to start the next turn. Try the same thing on soft-packed snow, with the skis close together and evenly weighted. To develop versatility, make 2 turns with the skis close together, then 2 turns with the inside ski unweighted. 2 turns evenly weighted, 2 turns outside ski weighted. As you move from soft to hard surface snow, make the change. Weight 1 ski on hard snow, weight both skis in soft snow. As you rise to begin the next turn, bring your hands forward emphatically to plant the pole, both hands. Move to deep snow. Start out with your skis pointing straight downhill. Make shorter turns than normal. The deep snow controls the speed for you. Bounce on your skis, using your exaggerated up-down motion in ankles and knees. Make an emphatic pole plant. Powder skiing feels like rhythmic bouncing motion, floating and unforced. Bank your legs against your turning skis and draw your knees up between turns in an exaggerated vertical motion. Feel pressure along the whole foot, toe to heel and side to side. Skis should both be weighted equally.
To ski the entire mountain, you need to use all the technique you've learned.
You need to ski hard snow, soft snow, smooth snow, and moguls.
Come on, you guys, let's make a run top to bottom.